Shalom. All praise the how about Shemel Shah, double honor to the Apostle GMS. This is Anna Allah coming at you in the video. And in this video, I just want to focus briefly on this topic of when the scripture have said Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Because you got these different camps out there, teaching other nations can make it, and or they're teaching Esau's not the white man, whatever it is that these fools are teaching. Which is Esau is the so-called white man, and the other nation cannot make it. Now, this passage in Romans, the 9th chapter, is very important, and it explains a lot. You know what I'm saying? About the Most High doing His will, because ultimately the Most High has the first say and the last, and the Most High does His will. So let's get right to these scriptures. I can get some stuff from Romans 9:11. For the children, in fact, I'm starting from verse 9, Romans 9:9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. Now Sarah had a son by Abraham, which that son was Isaac. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. So Rebekah had conceived by our father Isaac, which was the children, Jacob and Esau. And Esau was born first. You can read about this in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. I'm not going to go to that, but if you read Genesis 25th chapter, it breaks it down. It speaks on that. So then the scripture says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil. So what we see right there is that Jacob, this is before the children were even born, before he did neither good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So it was about the will of the Most High. Neither had done any good, neither had done any evil, but it was the purpose of the Most High's election might stand, meaning it was up to the Most High's choosing, not of works, but of him that calleth. So it wasn't of any action that Jacob or Esau had done, but rather it was of the Most High who calleth, or the Most High who chose who it was that he wanted out of Jacob or Esau. And when you read on, it says, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. So before they were born, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. So before they was born, before they did neither good or evil, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her. So before all of that, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. And who was the first one born? Esau. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So the Most High had already chosen who it was that he wanted out of Jacob and Esau. And Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Esau is the father of the white race. Now somebody say, wait a minute, no, that's not true. How could you say that? All the different nations on the earth today were around back then. But back then there was no term like European. There was no term like African. That's why those terms didn't exist back then. There was no term like Chinese. Those terms didn't exist back then. Okay? The Most High gave the nations biblical names. Israelites, Edomites, Ishmaelites, which are Arabs. And they'll tell you, the Ishmaelites, the Arabs will tell you that they're the Ishmaelites. Matter of fact, let me go to Genesis 25 real fast. I'm going to read from verse 23. Genesis 25:23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb. And Yahweh Shemeshah said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two men of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days, see, we just read about that. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. So this is before they was even born. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. So now the birth is coming. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them. So the point that I wanted to get to is what? The first one came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So Esau came out red all over. Now we know no human being is actually red like a cherry, literally red like a tomato. But how does the white man look? They have that pale skin. They have that red skin. That's why there's a terminology called rednecks. So that first baby, and you got white people out there that actually look really like red looking. They're not literally red like an actual tomato, obviously. You're not going to put a white person's face next to a tomato. Tomatoes going to be the exact same complexion. But we know that they got that redness in their skin. That's Esau. And that word there, Esau, is Ashashwa, which means wasted away. So when he was born, he was given the name Esau because he was wasted away. His pigmentation was wasted away. Because in the ancient world, people had names real fast. Now this is a term called nomen omen. From AI Overview, nomen omen, right? Or nomen est omen is a Latin phrase meaning the name is a sign, or the name is an omen, suggesting the person's name predicts or influences their character, destiny, or profession, a concept known as nominative determinism. It implies that names aren't accidental but carry meaning, hinted at one's future, like a smith becoming a blacksmith. So his person's name is John Smith. That's a name that's associated with people who were like blacksmiths. Or a fast person named Bolt becoming a sprinter. See? Like you saying Bolt. So names, in the ancient world, people looked at names as being signs. Names would signify certain things. Okay? Just like Jacob's name means to supplant. And what did he do? He supplanted Esau for the blessing. Alright? Because Esau was the firstborn, and only the firstborn gets the greater blessing. But when you read into Genesis 27 chapter, it shows you about how Jacob supplanted Esau for that blessing. Now here I want to get to Proverbs 19:21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh Bashmel Shah that shall stand. So there's many devices in a man's heart. So a man's heart or mind devises many things, has many different ideas, many different desires. But the counsel of Yahweh Bashmel Shah that shall stand. So ultimately, it's the counsel or the judgment, the decision of the Most High that's going to ultimately stand. So you can have all of the ideas you want in your mind. Ultimately, what's going to occur is what the Most High wants to occur. So people out there teaching, oh, love the nations can make it. No, the most scripture said that Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. If the Most High hates Esau, how you going to make it to the kingdom of heaven? So somebody, the Most High is going to have a nation, people in the kingdom that he hate. And you know, Esau is Edom. Esau is the father of the Edomites. Isn't that mentioned in this, that Genesis 36:1? Let's get that. Genesis 36:1. Now, these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Simple. Esau is Edom, and Edom means red. Esau, hairy. It says hairy right there, which that's really the word. That's really Seir, means hairy. Edom, red. But Esau dwelt at Mount Seir, which Seir means hairy. This is Genesis 32:3. Seir. Hairy. See that? Shayar. Hairy, shaggy. And the white man's what? He's red and he's hairy. These names signify certain things. Right? Alright? And you know the so-called white man want to be everything in the Bible except Esau. You know? He came out red all over like a hairy garment. It don't mean it was hairy all over. It means he was red all over like a hairy garment. Because in the ancient world, they dyed garments red. Let me get that real fast. I'm going to go right to the point. Exodus 25:5. And ram skin dyed red, and badger skin and shittim wood. So it shows you back then, people dyed garments red. That's why I said it was red all over like a hairy garment. When a baby is born, the only hair they got is at the top of the head. And it's not that much hair at that. For the most part. It don't mean he was literally hairy all over his body. Matthew 6:13. Hold on. Matthew 6:10, excuse me. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. See? The Most High's will is done. It's all about the Most High's will. The Most High chose Jacob. He didn't choose Esau. He didn't choose the so-called white man. We in the white man's heaven now. He gonna rule on this side and rule in the kingdom of heaven? Of course not. 1 John 2:17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. That wasn't what I was looking for, but that still is a good scripture too. The world gonna pass away, and all of the lust of this world, the unrighteous desires, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever, because they're gonna obtain the kingdom of heaven. And all the lust of this world, the things of this world that people desire is gonna pass away when the kingdom of heaven is set up in righteousness. It's gonna be a world in righteousness. That's what that's going into. Philippians 2:13. For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to do His will and to do of His good pleasure. So it's the Most High's work to do His will and to do of His good pleasure. It's the Most High. It's not of our own will. Y'all could try to twist in scriptures and twist and bounce the scriptures all you want. The other nations can't make it, man. I don't know if y'all moms is an Edomite, y'all woman is part Edomite or whatever. Or it's Edomite and y'all want to try to flip and bounce, twist the scriptures. Y'all want to, say all nations can make it to get money. But the Most High gonna deal with y'all, man. Teaching the word for filthy lucre's sake. So with that, I'm going to close and say, oh, praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Deblasi, Positive GMS. I was going to learn something. Only the children of Israel could make it. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, based upon your father's line. If that meaning your father to his father, so on and so forth. Right? If that ain't what you are, you ain't making it into the kingdom, man. You going into slavery under the children of Israel in the kingdom of heaven. Shalom.